Good morning, Pointers. Today is Friday, March 15th. It is a B-Day. My name is Liv.
And I'm Nora.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At Sparrows Point Middle School, we have pride when we practice safe behaviors, respect ourselves and others, interact with empathy and inclusivity, demonstrate responsible citizenship, and exercise high academic standards.
Now to Kalia with the weather.
It is currently 57 degrees with a high of 69 and a low of 52. Rain forecasted for the next hour.
Here's this week's breakfast and lunch menu.
We would like to wish a happy birthday to Owen P. and Gabby W. and over the weekend to Mariah C., Zoe G., Gabriella C., and Charisma S.
Now Catherine with the National Day.
Today is National Kansas Day, National Everything You Think Is Wrong Day, and National Shoe the World Day.
This year, for Women's History Month, we are celebrating women from Maryland. Today we celebrate Etta Haney Maddox.
Born January 6, 1860 in Baltimore, Maryland, Henrietta Etta Haney Maddox was a vocalist, lawyer, and suffragist. While she is known for much of her services, she's perhaps the most well-known as the first woman in Maryland licensed to practice law. This happened in 1902, even though as a woman she was not permitted to take the bar exam or practice law according to Maryland's statutes a year prior.
Before that, she traveled across the country as a vocalist and became involved in the suffrage movement and was encouraged by colleagues to apply to law school. She was the first woman in her class. To apply to law school. She was the first woman to attend Baltimore Law School as well as the only woman in her class. Maddox also fought for the rights of other women to take the bar exam and practice law. She wrote the first Maryland suffrage bill introduced to the General Assembly in 1910.
Now to First Page Friday.
Today for First Page Friday, we have Isabel Feeney, Star Reporter, by Beth Fantasky. Murder on Halstead Street, I hollered, waving a fat copy of the Chicago Tribune in front of the last few people hurrying home for dinner, their heads bent against a wickedly cold wind. The streets were dark and dusted with snow, and I knew nobody was going to stop. But I had to sell as many newspapers as possible. So I kept trying. Read all about it. The truth was, though, murder wasn't big news in my city. It seemed like somebody, usually a gangster, got killed pretty much every day. People could hardly be bothered to read about a homicide in Chicago in 1926. Even ladies were carrying guns, and using them. A whole part of the county jail, called Murderess's Row, was set aside for women who'd done somebody in. It's prohibition, my mother always said with a sigh. That law has made the city crazy. I didn't know much about laws, but I knew when to give up peddling papers. Setting my unsold copies on the sidewalk under a street lamp, I used my teeth to yank off my dad's old wool gloves, dug into my pockets, and counted my meager profits. 9 lousy cents. If you want to find how Isabel solves a murder in Chicago, check out Isabel Feeney, Star Reporter, from our library today.
The word of the day is maudlin, which means silly and over-sentimental.
The high school reunion grew more and more maudlin as the participants shared more and more memories.
Now a message for Mr. Wickman.
For the record, that serve ended up being an ace. Miss Ryan was there. She saw it. She can attest to it. Anyway, good morning, Sparrows Point, and welcome to Friday. Let's make this a great Friday by being where we are supposed to be when we are supposed to be there and doing the right thing when we get there. Again, Mr. Loudon has told me that the halls have been fantastic lately. You have been much better about having passes in the hallway, so I appreciate that. Your teachers appreciate that. The school appreciates that just because things run smoother when we know where you are supposed to be and you know where you are supposed to be. Which means if your pass says you're going to the bathroom, there's no need for you to stop by the office. You don't need to do that. That's a small space. We have a lot of people coming and going. We have a lot of parents that come in and leave. We need to make sure we can help them out as fast as possible. We do that by not popping into the office when we don't need to be there. Okay? Okay. And yes, for everyone who's asking me, the pie tasted delicious. However, about 3 hours later, it did not smell delicious in my beard or mustache. It smells like rotten milk after a while. Who knew? Me. I knew that. I knew that. So anyway, let's have a great day point. And hey, did you guys know why the red crayon is Nurse Hall's favorite one? Because sometimes she has to draw blood.
That's a good question.
Good question, man.
How can you make the sky prettier?
With a rainbow.
Have a great day point.